ఏమో మేడం తీసుకురమ్మన్నారు సార్. లైవ్ పెట్టమన్నారు యూట్యూబ్ లో.
Conference on innovative research in lipidomics, fatty acid profile using HCTMS. This technique combines lipid chromatography with differential mobility separation and mass spectroscopy for enhanced selectivity. It enables accurate identification and quantification of complex fatty acid species in biological samples. Such advancements improve our understanding of lipid metabolism and disease-related lipid alterations. Without any further delay, let us start the program by welcoming our guest Dr. Das. Firstly, I invite Ms. D. Ramanam, Assistant Professor, Coordinator of this conference, Dr. Das. Thank you, ma'am. I call in for our principal, Dr. A. Lakshman Rao, to place the das. Thank you, sir. With great honor and privilege, I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. P. Govindaya Garu, Research Scientist, Binational University, Detroit, MI, USA, to great us. Please accept our closing. Explains knowledge and purity. Now let us start the session with light learning.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदम् शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदम् शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो भरतु देवाः सत्यादीपनमोऽस्तुते ओदीपब्रह्मरूपस्थं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओदीपब्रह्मरूपस्थं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं मे पुत्राः सर्वते स्वच्छामि सदा भवेत्
Now I would like to call upon Hari Kanti of 4th in Hokka Prayer. I invite Shri Ramaya to speak a few words on this part. Good morning to everyone. Respected principal, students, and my dear faculty members, and my dear students. A very good morning to all. Today we all gathered here a one-day maintenance conference on innovative research in economics, fatty acid, properly using LCDMS. So it is a very useful conference to all of us. So please listen carefully and note all the points in your notebooks, and it is very useful. So please keep silent while the lecture. So thank you. I request our principal Dr. Rajasthan Dr. to speak a few words on this subject.
This of the today's session previously we must have stayed 1 year in the institution last time, and after that we went to PhD, repeated university in India, and after completion of this PhD program, we went to ESA as a postdoc. After completion of PhD, the Pali University, the postdoctoral fellowship, it can be called as a postdoc. And after completion of this postdoc fellowship in USA, then he joined as a research scientist. Research scientist, Bates University, now the London University, and now he is doing a working as a research scientist at the Prestigious University of United States of America. After that, after working here for 3 to 4 years, then you will going to join as an assistant professor. Any other university are same. Especially foreign universities, getting the qualification, and also getting the designation is also very good. And in the universities, they get the position at the age of 55 to after 55. Okay. And if they work as assistant professor for the age of 10 years, and after the associate professor for the age of 10 years, then you get age of 55, or year 55, at the time of retirement, then you get as a professor. There is a series of cadres in the United States of America, and in foreign, including Australia also same. Australia also same. Okay, that is about the qualifications as well as the promotions in the foreign state universities. And Dr. Govind is having a good interest who was teaching. Who was teaching. Okay. Lot of passion and interest. We came to India for the vacation and the requested organization is the given lecture of students. This session is divided into two parts. The first is one lecture on the topic related to economics. Of course, economics is one of the current hot topics in the science, especially pharmaceutical science. The economics that is related to the characterization, situation, quantification of the lipids. Again, it's biological systems like the cells and tissues and etc. Okay, and by using the technique like LCD, MS, and by using these particular technique, we can estimate the values. Okay, and like that, there is a concept of this particular knowledge topic, and after that is about all the 4 years periods. And after completion of this particular session, then we will finish up the registration to this particular. With that, the next conference on the topic of economics will complete. And after that, especially for third and fourth years, you will give them a basic guidance program for the period of 45 years. And after third and fourth years, you will utilize this particular basic guidance program also. And once again, on behalf of management, principal staff and students, we thank Dr. Govind for sparing his valuable time on this occasion period during this particular busy schedule. And once again, thank you, sir. Thank you for sparing his valuable time for our student community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Ms. T. Navajan to give a brief profile of today's students.
Myself, B. Ravanya, working as assistant professor in the Department of Pharmaceutical Analysis. It's my immense pleasure to introduce today's chief guest, Dr. P. Govind. Sir completed his Bachelor of Pharmacy in Acharya Nagarjuna University, Andhra Pradesh. Sir completed his Master of Pharmacy in Pharmaceutical Chemistry in Krishna University, Andhra Pradesh. Sir completed his PhD in Chemistry in National Institute of Technology, Rourkela, Odisha. And Sir has his working experience. Sir worked as assistant professor in AKRG College of Pharmacy, Andhra Pradesh. And later, Sir has worked as assistant professor in Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Gujarat. And Sir worked as teaching assistant in NIT Rourkela, Odisha, India. And then Sir worked as assistant professor in Lowry Provincial University, Punjab. And now Sir worked as post-doctoral fellow in 2013. Sir completed his Master of Pharmacy in Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Krishna University, Andhra Pradesh, Pioneer State University, Affiliate MIUSC. Sir present working as research scientist in Pioneer State University, Affiliate MIUSC. Sir qualified GPAT. And Sir published 30 papers in national and international journals and unpaid. By this brief profile, I am inviting today's chief guest to take over the speech.
Okay, so thanks for the introduction and thanks for the principal sir for inviting me here and good afternoon faculty and student everybody. And Yeah, today I'm here to explain the recent work I'm leading to the years, the recent work I'm carrying out, how the process was done, why I did the research, those things. I'm going to explain you guys now. So I did my research on fatty acids, not only fatty acids, all and lipids that were presented in our body. So different types of lipids and everything was how it's being using LCMS. LCMS is electrolyte, lipid chromatography and mass spectroscopy. The fatty acid, so especially I want to explain fatty acid, why I need fatty acid analysis. So whatever the one, the anything, so when we are going to do, so we are done, we are doing and we need. So we should know first of all why we need that one. What is the reason for doing that one? So the fatty acids are one of the important molecules in our body. So our whole body, not just the whole body, everyone's in the body will be fatty acids. Fatty acids are an important rigid molecule to every body will be fatty acids. So it must ensure that you should measure how much the quantity of the fatty acids that were present in your body. So to assurance of your health condition, to know about the disease status and living condition, the health condition, you must should know measure your fatty acids and in your body. So how do you measure? How we are going to measure this fatty acid? One of the easiest and best method is LCMS method. So there you can quantify how much fatty acids you are present in your body. So there you can identify how much quantity. So you guys know about arachidonic acid, right? Right? So let's know about prostaglandin synthesis. Maybe God and protein people may know. But how the prostaglandin synthesis? Prostaglandins were synthesized from heat in our body are membranes, the phospholipid were present. Each phospholipid were present with arachidonic acid, one of the important fatty acids that was present in our body. So that fatty acid will be responsible for almost all body functions and different functions, all different types of body functions were responsible by this arachidonic acid. So this arachidonic acid was synthesized different prostaglandins are phospholipid. So this is the structure of arachidonic acid. So this arachidonic acid, so this also called as 20:4. What is here? The 20 is number of carbon atoms. This 20 carbon atoms and 4 are these double bonds. 20 is 4 double bonds. This is also called as tetraionic acid. So How many guys know about NSI? So those are Cox engine, right? No? So with the Cox engine, this arachidonic acid will synthesize prostaglandins, and there is another enzyme called as LOX, which synthesizes the leukotrienes, LAB4, LPA4, LPC4, LPE4, different leukotrienes, and okay, and there are different prostaglandins for there in our body, which are PGE2, PGE1, and PGG2, PGF2, PGF2 alpha, and PGI2, and PGF1 alpha, and so many prostaglandins were there. So from these prostaglandins also, with the help of there is an enzyme, thromboxane enzyme, is thromboxane, which synthesizes thromboxane A2, thromboxane B2. So what is the responsibility of thromboxane A2 and thromboxane B2? Which are useful as an anticoagulant, right? So thromboxane is useful as an anticoagulant, and these leukotrienes were other functions. And if you increase the abnormalities of leukotrienes, then you will get some allergies. So there are some leukotriene antagonists that we use. So anybody can tell what are leukotriene antagonists? Anybody know? Somebody is Montelinga, Japalinga, those are so these are our going to be used as leukotriene antagonists, and so prostaglandins uses most of the unsynthesized prostaglandins were responsible for major biological functions in our body, such as even useful for the cardiac functions and erectile erection functions. Also, this prostaglandin, the prostaglandin E2 majorly responsible for the erection as well, and movement. So that during ventilation also these prostaglandins are useful. The uterine contraction also when the prostaglandins levels are present in your body, the uterine during labor. So if the prostaglandins PGE2 increases, then that's helpful for the uterine contraction and that releases the more oxytocin. So when you have optimal levels of these content, so when the lab the women don't need to go for the surgery. So then you can deliver baby normally, so without going for any surgery. So when you have these content optimally, so these are functions, the major functions, most of functions, even respiratory functions, cardiac functions, balance functions, and erectile functions, and ventilation. Most of all the functions were responsible. These are prostaglandins, and thromboxanes, and glutamate. So where these are coming from? So these are coming from the fatty acid, which is called arachidonic acid. So when you know how much quantity of your body is producing, how much quantity of your body is having arachidonic acid, then you will know so whether your body is able to produce these are metabolites. These are all called as metabolites. So these metabolites, when your body actively able to produce, then your body functions are in normal. When your body is not able to produce food, when your body is unable to produce these metabolites, then your body is having lack of this arachidonic acid. So you must should know how much arachidonic acid so present in your body. You have to quantify. So that's the reason I measure this fatty acids, not only electronic acids, some of important fatty acids are there. So you guys had some of in the advertisement like that. So our oils are having omega fatty acid. So you can take this food with omega fatty acid, omega 3 fatty acid, omega 6 fatty acid. Anybody know what is omega 3, omega 6? No? So what omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids. So all these fatty acids are there is in that structure when I wrote the structure there are two elements. One is acetate and the other one is alkyl. So alkyl chain end and the other one is acetate. So from that alkyl chain end, so when the bond started from so third carbon, so when the bond this is alkyl end. So if the from this alkyl end 1, 2, 3, if the bonds start at the third position, those fatty acids are called as omega 3 fatty acid. If the bonds start 4, 5, 6, if the sixth position is the starter, then those are called as omega 6 fatty acids. So when your body is having omega 3 fatty acids and omega 6 fatty acids, so your body will be resistant to cancer. So in people, so some people are some when we exposed to same conditions, some people are getting cancer and some people are resistant to cancer. What's the reason? So that means who are not resistant to cancer, so those people body is able to produce some resolvents and protectants which are acting against the cancer. So any cancer cells so enters into your body like when you expose to some medical conditions, some any abnormal conditions. So when your body is having these fatty acids, some fatty acids called DHA, EPA, and then DPA. So DHA is docosahexaenoic acid, which is 26 omega 6 fatty acid, and eicosapentaenoic acid 25. That means 20 carbons. This is glucose and 22. 22 6. Glucose means that means 20 carbon atoms. Glucose means 22 carbon atoms. And the DPA means docosapentaenoic acid. When your body is having these fatty acids, your body naturally from foods you can consume these fatty acids. So when we did some experiment on animals, we tested some rats, some healthy rats, two different rats, two different groups. So we exposed both rats to the cancer causing agents. Huge cancer. But we treated some rats with these fatty acids. So the rats which are having these fatty acids, those were resistant to cancer, and so the cancer was not immune to those rats, especially when those rats are treated by these fatty acids, because so they are producing some metabolites called resolvins, so those resolvins and protectants. And so those rats are exposed to chemical cancer agents. They were induced by the cancer because they were unable to produce these some important metabolites called RBD1, RBD2, RBD3, RBD4, RBD5. These so when you have the DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, fatty acid, these fatty acid undergo metabolism. So whenever fatty acid undergo metabolism, they release some different metabolites. So those metabolites are called as resolvents. These resolvents, these are different resolvents. When your body is able to produce these resultants, so then your body is resistant towards cancer. When you are in a healthy condition, that your body is having these things, and this EPA produces RBE1, RBE2, RBE3, RBE4, RBE5, different resultants. Even which is metabolites of glucosamine acid, even which are metabolites of glucosamine acid, and some DPA that releases protectins. So these two are the category of resolvents, and another category of protectins. So these protectins, PD1, PD2. So these were produced, this because of methylmalonic acid produces this protected. So when your body is able to release these metabolites actively, when your body is having these fatty acids that actively releases these metabolites, these are dissolvents and protected. When your body releases these things, then you are able to, your body is able to from the cancer, even though if you are exposed to some cancer concentrated, so the body is actually resistant towards cancer. And okay, so when your body is having these those are called these are polyunsaturated fatty acids. So when any fatty acid is having double bonds more than two, those are called as polyunsaturated fatty acids. So these are having six double bonds, five double bonds, and electronic acid is having two double bonds. These are called as polyunsaturation. So when fatty acid is having more unsaturation, so that is having the ability to undergo metabolism and they can produce different metabolites. When fatty acid is not doesn't having any unsaturation like a saturated fatty acid, so those are saturation they are very difficult to undergo metabolism, so they cannot produce any metabolite. So when your fatty acid is having more double bonds that go undergo metabolism and releases more metabolites, which are called as polyunsaturated fatty acid metabolites, PUFA metabolites, and these PUFA metabolites are having they participate in many signaling function and different kind of function. So this is the reason we need to measure your fatty acid content in your body. So to know your health status and your body condition. So it is very important to measure fatty acid. So that's the reason we measure fatty acid. So that's what I told you. First question is why we are doing this thing, right? Whatever you are doing something, you should know first of all what you are doing. So what is the reason to do that and what is the application? You are doing something, so you should know those things, why you are doing, so how you are doing, and what are the applications that you get from that experiment, whatever you are doing. And so the question is, so now I decided to quantify fatty acid, and then next question, how you are going to do. So what are the different ways to measure this fatty acid? Usually, your body fatty acids are present in free fatty acid. So that way, so fatty acid directly present in the acid form. So those are called as free fatty acid. When the free fatty acid are so the fatty acid content is more, then they were stored in from which are called as esterified alcohols and there is some amide form in the ester form and in the amide form. Fatty acids were present. So you know the glycerol, right? So the fatty acids were present in the glycerol ester form, cholesterol ester form. So in the cholesterol, the fatty acid will go and attach it glycerol and so the different glycerol. So you guys know about triglycerides, triglycerides, and monoglycerides, right? So when fatty acid is directly reacts with glycerol, so if not fatty acid react with the glycerol, they produce monoglyceride. If two fatty acids reacts with the glycerol, then they release diglyceride, and three fatty acids reaction with glycerol, then they release as triglyceride. So this glycerol is having alcohol, right? Alcohol also group. So suppose if there is a acid group, right? So acid group reacts with this alcohol, then alcohol the dehydration and forms the ester bond between these two. This ester is one fatty acid. This is the monoglyceride, diacylglycerol. Before another fatty acid reacts here, the produces diacylglycerol. Another fatty acid reacts here, that releases triacylglycerol. So these glycerols are the storage form of fatty acid. When your body utilizes all the fatty acid, how much was responsible, how much your body is needed, so that loses your body, and the extra fatty acid present in your body, so that will react with the glycerol, and they were stored in the glycerol form. So there's monoglycerol and triglycerol. So this is the storage form. Whenever your body is needed, suppose when you are under fasting and if you eat anything, so these storage form of this glycerol, they release this fatty acid that break down, and they were stored where these are stored in adipose tissue. So these were stored in adipose tissue, and whenever your body is required, so these are releases, and another form is presently amide form is the ceramides and some endocannabinoids. So rarely fatty acids go for the amide form, and also all the glycerol consumed in the form of amide form, and so those are also, and some endocannabinoids also responsible for some function. Then, so how you are going to measure? So these are suppose if your body, so you take your sample, blood sample, or any sample. So if your the sample was the fatty acid present in you from like a free acid part, you can measure directly. But if you are present in two alpha ester form, you have to break down the ester form and convert your ester to acid. Then you have to measure. So majorly in older days, they used to measure with the gas chromatography. So with the gas chromatography, there are some issues with the gas chromatography. So this normally gas chromatography should optimize the ionization mechanism. So ionization should be done for the gas chromatography. If you need to do ionization, whatever sample you take, that should be present in whole temperature. So if it is present in whole temperature, then it is easy to measure with the gas chromatography. If some fatty acids, the long chain fatty acids, are not present in whole temperature, then you have to derivatize the fatty acid to measure for this gas chromatography. So if you derivatize fatty acid in another form, so there that may loses its nature. The fatty acid that loses its nature. So it's not that easy to measure like gas chromatography. You have to do this reaction, then you can measure. Then, so to overcome those problems, so they were introduced another technique, liquid chromatography and mass spectroscopy. So you don't need fatty acids should not be in the volatile form to measure with this liquid chromatography. And so just if you do the hydrolysis, so So you know the base hydrolysis, right? So when the ester station do the hydrolysis, so that releases the ester bond will be break and the alcohol acid again will be converted to another form. So when you do the hydrolysis, when you add base like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, any base, if you add ester bond, then the acid overcame the acid, then measure with it HCl. And there is some technique is that multiple reaction monitoring. That multiple reaction monitoring each and every molecule, whatever the fatty acid or any molecules, they have its own molecular weight. So when the compound undergo for the ionization, so ionization that releases ion. So with that ion, we can measure the unique molecular weight and the ion, the ionization after ionization that releases some ion. So the parent ion, dark ion. So both the ions, parent ion, dark ion. So both parent and dark ion combination is called as multiple reaction monitoring. When we have this multiple reaction monitoring, then you can measure this fatty acid. So these are different fatty acids that we measure, and so here this is called as MRI. So here the Q1 is called as its molecular weight. Q3 is called as after the fractionation, after ionization that releases ion. That's a molecular weight. So this is the positional energy as well as the energy. So you apply these energies and when you have this combination, parent dark combination. So Q1 is parent ion and Q3 is dark ion. When you have this combination, which is so unique molecular weight combination, then you can measure the fatty acid. The detection time when you have to go the detection time, so that you can do the method, then you can measure these fatty acids. So this is the chromatogram, so that we got when we tested all these fatty acids. So see the all different fatty acids. They were shifted to so the most hydrophobic one was shifted towards here. Those hydrophobic one they emit fast. If the fatty acid is more hydrophobic in nature, they emit less. If it is presently hydrophobic in nature, more hydrophobic in nature, then so that emit shifted towards that side. We can measure, we can identify the different fatty acids with a Q1 match. And so, even though we are having this kind of resolution and we can measure the that, still there are some issues identified with the LCMS method. Suppose you guys know the isomers, right? What are isomers? So when the compounds are having same molecular weight, same practical. Suppose for had example, suppose propanol and isopropanol. So both are isomers, right? So when you have the permanent fractionation, both releases same molecular weight of Q1 and same molecular ion, both the fragment ion and parent ion, both are having. So in that case, how you will measure? Suppose you have fatty acids also. Some fatty acids, some let's see they have the isomers like alpha linoleic acid, gamma linoleic acid. These are most essential fatty acids of the body. So they were both isomers. When these isomers are present, then how do you measure? When they both are having same parent ion dark combination. When in that case, it is very difficult to measure. And when you both reach the value in the same frequency and same thing. So to overcome this problem, to introduce some new technique, which is called as differential mobility spectroscopy. So that is a DMS, which is called as differential mobility spectroscopy. Differential mobility. So both each fatty acids are having same molecular weight and same fragmentation ion, but there is some difference in the mobility of the both fatty acids. So that mobility you can so you when the sample preparation the stew like when you introduce some compensating voltage that which is called this voltage when you apply that voltage the mobility of the fatty acid is shifted so towards the both are having small difference in the mobility so that you will get when you apply so this compensating voltage so this is the so this is the critical voltage or the SV is the normal voltage, the separation voltage which is there. So that separation voltage is present in critical accelerator. So you are giving the extra energy to separate the isomeric compound, isomeric ion. So by applying compensating voltage, see here the flow, the gas flow is there. The mobility differentiation is there. So that restores the trajectory from the given ion to allow it to the specific time. So one compound is allowed fast and the compound is allowed later. So that at least you can get how to this have difference that way you can identify which one is good. Even though they were isomers, so in that case, so you have to apply this compensating extra energy. So when you apply this energy, then you can differentiate the even though as well compounds isomeric compounds. So you can differentiate so those compounds. Then it will be easy to measure. So this is the regular mass spectrometry inside. So you will so maybe you see the diagram outside. Maybe in the lab also, you may see the outside, but the whole setup outside is nothing. So the whole inside mass spectroscopy, the heart, this is the heart of mass spectroscopy. So from here, the compound is enter. So when you so you make the solution. Whatever the compound you have, so you make it is solid, you have to make a solution. So I know you can do that solution with the normally any solids like roller such all. So when you measure, when you have that sample data, so when here the place that is placed the compound is spraying from this, then we can enter into this method and so these are instrument and so this is called fusion. So 1, 2, 3. So the fusion Q1, Q2 and Q3. So Q1 already as told you Q1 is the parent compound. So when the compound molecular weight is cell that we detect in the Q1 cell. So these are called Q1 cell, Q2 cell and Q3 cell. So the Q1 cell you can measure itself the compound molecular weight itself. Then cells in enters into this is the Q2 cell. Q2 cell is also called bombardment cell. The bombardment cell where the compound will get fragmentation. When it goes to bombardment, fragmentation will occur. So there nothing will be detected, but there the fragmentation will occur. So from the fragmentation, whatever the fragmented ion enter into so the Q3 cell is also called as Kappa cell. So that Kappa cell will detect the Kappa. So from this parent, whatever the fragmented ion will enter. So then here, so first here the branches type. So 1, 2, 3. So when it matches Q1 and Q3, then that detects that the chromatographic sensor is the chromatographic light. So when it matches, then elution will occur, then the detection will give you the nice spectra. From that peaks, you can identify which one is which. This is the select cyan technology. So where you can apply the DMS and so why we use this select cyan technology? You know the LCMS. So because given the complex samples are there, so we can improve the data quality and the resolution, and the resolution improves the quality, and we can also separate the isobaric compound, isobaric compound. So you know compound for an isobaric nature. So we say reject and this is the confidence detection. When they were talking as and normal as they were separate the same place when you apply this selection technology. So there is shifting the colors from isobaric compound. So then you can give the accurate results, and by using this selection technology, you can also get the background very less background noise. Because more noise, if you use this selection technology, that reduces the background noise. So after before the level that I showed, without using the cell technology, after using the cell technology, we get some slash color. So there is only SMS. If you use only SMS, you don't need this color. And if you use select technology, you should have this color. COV means compensation voltage. When you apply this compensation voltage, you can separate it as very compound. And the background noise also will reduce, and you get a clean spectrum. See, so you see this spectrum, how sharp peaks were occur with the same compound, the same solution, same fatty acid. Use this spectra are see this spectra, how the broad peaks were here. So here these peaks were a little bit broad. Then after using their same carbon space spectra used, and so after using EMS technology, so see how the separation works. See here, this is the both for isomeric compound where we are able to separate only CMS after using this EMS technology installed EMS. See how easily separated, both the peaks were separated, even the peaks were also very sharp peaks. So that's the reason we use the DFS technology to get nice peaks and separate the isomeric compound. So here there is some specific things that we observe here. Then see there is when as I told hydrophobic nature was increasing, the retention point kind of shifted towards the end. Here where the number of carbon atoms was increasing, then the shifting of the peak was enter almost shifted to the regions where the number of carbon atoms were increasing. So that shifted towards the end of the spectra. And when you increase the double bonds, the number of double bonds is increasing. So then the hydrophobic nature will increase, hydrophobic nature will reduce, then the evolution will happen everywhere. So when the hydrophobic nature is more, that evolution later, the hydrophobic nature is more, that evolution everywhere. So even though this is compensated voltage also that we observe when the more double bonds are there, then that reduces the releases the reduce the compound area. So these are the simple things that we observe when we are testing the sample. So that's the relationship of the diffusion towards the number of carbon atoms and number of double bonds. Right? So what's the relation? How the relation happened with this double bonds and the number of carbon atoms. And when you are having, or when you are going to measure in sample fatty acid, so you have to use internal standard. So master should know for the quantification, you must have internal standard in your sample that should be deuteriation. So you know the deuteriation, right? So that is available with fatty acids. So that will be available commercially. So that should not be present in your body. So that's why when you are comparing the internal standards, which are called as internal standards, when you are going to get, so suppose you have take some sample, for example, you are not going to measure that example directly. So there is some methods are called as extraction method, the liquid extraction method. So maybe you guys know SBE method, SLE method, solid phase extraction, solid liquid extraction, liquid extraction. Those are the liquid extraction methods. When you are extracting your liquid, so each of every liquid have different methods of the extraction. When you are having the extraction of this fatty acid, you should use these internal standards to not internal standards for presenting utilization from. So then you can match your fatty acid with your internal standard. Then you can quantify. There are some methods are there, quantification, some techniques are there. So then you can measure after your extraction of your fatty acid from sample, then you can take it to the CMS, then measure, you can get the spectra, then you can take those data to programs of this. So from that program, you can match these internal standards, then you can measure how much the quantity of the fatty acid was present in your body. Then you can understand your health condition and your body status and your fatty acid quantification. So why some people are resistant towards the diseases, why some people, so some people are allergic to easy conditions, some people are very resistant to, even though they are exposed to some chemicals, some allergens, even though so you don't get the effect or the effect. So because of this fatty acids, you are able to generate some protectants in your body, where your body is able to produce those metabolites in the mind. So this inflammation are caused by this. So that inflammation for chronic inflammation, if they are getting chronic inflammation, then so the chronic inflammation also causes the cancer that leads to cancer. Okay, so here some the use of this simple standard we take some biological samples like blood sample and blood will be separate both plasma and serum. So you should know also not more than you should know how much fatty acid content present in your serum and how much fatty acid present in your plasma. So you have to separate when you take the blood, you have to separate both plasma and serum. You have to measure both the plasma and serum content, and also some tissues are there, tissue, any other tissue. We need to measure the tissue quantity, also how much content was present in the tissue, and different samples. So we have to measure, we have to get over your report, and then from that only you can imagine your health condition. So why you are getting infected again and again, and how some people are resistant to even procedures, and why you are very sensitive towards this because of these reasons. When your body is able to produce metabolites and that was resistant to all allergens and everything. So when your body can make these things, so then you will be fine. So otherwise, you have to check your health condition, how much quantities of your body, and how much fatty acids are present in your body, the whole system. So this is the reason we measuring fatty acids, and this is the way we measure, and so that's it. Finally, so you guys are any doubts? If anybody have any questions regarding so this measurement, you can ask. from any Tata Steel.
Thank you for the meaningful session, sir. It's time for the Vegetarian Art teachers. I request our principal sir to Vegetarian Art teacher, Dr. P. Govindan. Please answer the question.
కనిపించేస్తారు పెడితే
1 year ఆయన చేసింది బట్ హి ఇస్ such a sincere hard working and genuine person అదే అక్కడ కదా కష్టపడి కట్టుకొచ్చానని కానీ ఆయన ఇష్టపడి కట్టుకొచ్చాడు చాలా ఇష్టంగా ప్రతి స్టెప్ ఇంగ్లీష్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిన వాళ్ళలో వన్ ఆఫ్ ద పర్సన్ ఆయన చూస్తున్నాను అంటే అందరికీ ఆయన కొంచెం సీరియస్ గా కనిపిస్తారండి హి ఇస్ సచ్ ఏ జాయ్ఫుల్ పర్సన్ అండ్ ప్రతి అదే ఇక్కడ చెప్తారు ఏదో చెప్పేటప్పుడు కాకుండా ఒక పక్కన బోర్డు పెట్టి ప్రతి చిన్న పాయింట్ ని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసుకోవాలని ఒక టీచింగ్ స్కిల్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి దాని మీద ఇంకా రీసెర్చ్ చదవడం కూడా ఆయన వెరీ డిఫరెంట్ గా చెప్తే ఆయన హ్యాపీ ఫీల్ అయ్యాలి బట్ కొన్ని సిచ్యువేషన్స్ వల్ల వేరే కంట్రీకి వెళ్ళాడు ఎప్పుడు అనుకుంటారు సార్ కాబట్టి ఒక విషయం ఎప్పుడైనా సరే చెప్తుంటారు కదా సార్ గవర్నమెంట్ పరిస్థితి ఎవరికి వెళ్ళాలి విషయం ఆడాలి థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సార్ ఆయన చేసినా మనందరికీ ఏదో చెప్తామని భయమాలు వచ్చి వచ్చింటారు మీకు ఆయన వచ్చారు సింపుల్గా చెప్తారా అనుకుంటున్నారు బట్ ఆయన తెలిసిన కొంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇక్కడ కంప్లీట్ చేయడానికి వచ్చారు ప్లీజ్ ఆ స్టూడెంట్ జర్నీ సచ్ ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ స్టోరీ అతని మాత్రం చిన్న ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చి ఎక్కడ దాకా వెళ్ళాలనేది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి ఏదైనా సరే ఎక్కడి నుంచి నేర్చుకుంటే ఆయన నుంచి చాలా నేర్చుకోవచ్చు సార్
Thank you, ma'am. Present order of thanks. First, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our respected chief guest for taking out of the busy schedule and guiding us to valuable thoughts and inspiring us. Our sincere thanks to our principal sir for their continued support and leadership and encouragement in organizing this program. We offer a special thanks to the program coordinator of our planning, coordination, and various making this event meaningful and impactful. We are grateful to our teaching staff for motivating students, spreading awareness, and for always being pillars of guidance and discipline. A heartfelt thank you to all the students for your active participation and enthusiasm. Thank you, everyone. Let us end this session with national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्रविड़ उत्कलवंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलंतरंगा तव शुभ नामे जावे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक